Hello, 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 and welcome once again to the Josie Latimer Talk Show. Today, my show and my topic is on deadbeat mothers and grandmothers. I want to talk to you today about how it can be very, very difficult for a man when he's dealing with a deadbeat mother and grandmother when it comes to a child that is born between him and that woman. And the grandmother comes in and she takes over. Okay, on this case, it's a case that I've been following from Moreno Valley, California. There was a gentleman, he was involved in a relationship. He met this woman online and on one of those dating sites. And so he met her and they gained a relationship together. And from that, a child was born. Okay, well, when he met the woman was very, very into him. She was like, oh, we're going to have a family. We're going to have a family. We're going to be a happy family. We're going to have a baby. But I'm going to take it back a step further. And this story, I've been following it for about, I would say about 7, 8 years now. What happened before that, it was an adopted mother. This girl was adopted by a woman, and the woman would seduce her and take her to me. And she even took her to this guy's house. After she met him online, this adopted mother of the adopted mother of the woman that had the baby would take her to this older man's house. He's quite a bit older than the girl. And so she was doing that so that this girl could get pregnant. And it all stemmed out to, it all came out to be, it was behind a check, because when the baby was born, after the girl was saying, oh, this is going to be a relationship, we're going to be together, we're going to be a family. She was pregnant and she was having difficulty carrying the baby. He was there. This was a good man. He was there, and she had to have suppositories stuck up her butt to save the baby. And also she was carrying twins. So he would talk to the baby in her womb to help. That adopted mother would stick her off on him when problems came, even though she knew she was going to scam this baby from the man. And so he was there rubbing her stomach, talking to the baby, and one of the babies passed. It was twins. And so his daughter was born. Oh, he was so excited. He was so happy when that baby was born. I mean, I saw pictures where he was holding her and looking in her eyes, and she was looking up at her daddy like she knew that was the man that was talking when her mother had her in the womb. And you know what? This adopted, not even the girl's real mother, told him, that is not your baby. So what it was, come to find out, this woman probably really didn't know who this girl. She was sicking the girl on all these different men to have babies. So she really probably thought it wasn't his. And lo and behold, when the DNA test was done, it was his. Okay, so he was at the hospital. He went there for his baby. And this adopted mom, that is not your baby. And she had all these other foster kids around. They was all like in a cult and had him just like, what do you mean this is not my baby? You could see she looks like me. And the baby was looking at him. The baby looked just like the man. So that was just devastating. Can you imagine not enjoying the beginning when your baby is born because it was taken away by an adopted mother with all of this mess in the hospital with the baby? Unbelievable. So the story goes on, and this can be a live story. And actually, he did write a script for a film called The Grandmother Baby Scam. So if any producers out there would like to contact him, I can give you information on that. But so from that point on, after the DNA test was done, prior to that, he went to ask for the birth certificate. The girl hid the birth certificate because the scam adopted grandmother made her put the birth certificate in her dead husband's name, with trying not to put his name on the birth certificate at all. And he had to fight for everything. He called the nurses and they was like, ma'am, this is this man's baby. He had to fight to even put his baby in his name. That adopted mother of that girl have the girl on medication so that she could take full control of the baby, the girl, the man, and everything. So she was doing this from the very beginning, like she had all those other foster kids under her control for money, because you get a check from everybody. So she was going to get a check from that baby from her dead husband's that passed like 6 months prior to the baby being born. And so he caught that in time and he had to go to court to fight, fight, fight. They put all these false restraining orders on him saying he was bad, he was this, he was that. How horrific can that be for a man that wanted to be a part of his little baby's life? And they took that away. They took that away. He went to court. He was fighting. The judge was like, ma'am, you will not adopt that baby. This is his baby. So when he would try to contact them to see his baby, they was running and hiding to this day. And the man had to leave California. And these people are in Moreno Valley, California. I think he said a lady named Patricia Robinson and a Veronica Robinson. So the Veronica Robinson girl was the girl that had the baby, and she was adopted by this woman who took the baby. So Veronica Robinson, whoever she is, she still don't have control of the baby because that adopted woman took control of her check and the baby's check. Now, how deep can that be? And this man is fighting and fighting and fighting, trying to find out what his daughter. And that man have not talked to that baby to this day, and that's been 11 years. Even when he reach out. So now, guess what? She's brainwashing the baby. No telling what she's told that baby about her loving father to keep her away. So this was a scam artist because you're going to deprive a child of having a loving father to make her feel complete just because you didn't have one and just because the baby mother didn't have one. So she just took full control for the check. The man pays child support every month. He calls, he tries to track them down. They never answer the phone. And now he found the baby online, but the baby is so messed up in the head and she's so afraid to call her loving father. And he lets her know, well, I'm your blood. I am your blood. Call your daddy. I've been fighting for you since you was a baby. I'm the reason you lived. I mean, I was there for your mom all the way. She said we were going to be a family. They ran away with you. Tell me about these deadbeat mothers and grandmothers. God has to do something about that. I mean, isn't that horrific? And to this very day, they would not let that little girl talk to her father. They won't even let her pick up the phone and say, hi, daddy. No happy Father's Day. So this lady is abusing the child as well as the system. Because if you're getting a check, okay, you have the adopted daughter on medication. You have guardianship over her daughter. You're getting paid probably for keeping both of them. You're getting your husband's check who died, who you tried to scam and put the baby's name in. You're still getting a check from him because he died. I mean, how horrific can that be? But since she have control over her adopted daughter, because the girl is supposed to be psycho or on some type of medication, and that's how she was able to get the guardianship over the baby and ran away with the baby so the father couldn't know where they are, so that he can get guardianship over the baby if he finds these people. He can't even find them to have them served. They won't even pick up the phone. And I'm quite sure his daughter knows about it, but she's 11 now, but she's afraid. It's almost like that Mobley case where that mother who birthed that child and that daughter does not get along because the daughter is still dealing with the abuser. So that's what's happening in this case here with these people in Moreno Valley, California, with this little girl, this Patricia Robinson and this Veronica Robinson, with this baby that they have not let her pick up the phone and speak to her father. Not at all. So they deprived her of having a loving father to feel complete. It doesn't matter if he's in Houston, Texas, or in California. It's still his child. She has that right. And they took that away from that child for a check. Because I think that woman probably was afraid that with that, if he came and found them and took them to court, served them, then he would have control since the mother has a mental problem. He would have control and take the baby away from her. Then that's a check gone. And he even said in that house, that lady had a child molester that was a teenager that molested a 4-year-old baby. And he said that the mother, that adopted woman, didn't do anything about it. And I told him, well, you know why? Because she wanted the check. She wasn't going to turn it in and have them take that child out of that house. So he took it to court. When he went to court to fight for his child, the judge say, remove that teenager out of that house, because he didn't want no rapist to be in the house with his daughter, and she had already raped a 4-year-old boy from a foster care. This was a foster daughter. He wanted his daughter to have a clean slate. So the judge made her remove that girl anyway. So maybe she got angry about that and really hid where he couldn't see his own child. So now she's taking control of that child's mind, because if she didn't have control over that child's mind, that child will be picking up that phone right now and talking to her daddy and asking them, why did you deprive me of my father? When I go to school, all the other kids have their fathers. They come to school for all the programs, and they deprived her meeting her side of the family with her father. Even the grandmother on the father's side passed. She never did get to see her. She wanted to see her granddaughter. He has a twin brother whose daughter looked just like his daughter, but she's never had a chance to meet them because this deadbeat mother was too weak and brainwashed by this adopted woman that's not no blood. How cruel can you be to deprive a child? Now, the father is probably grieving more than the child, because the child was raised up under them, and she's unaware that her father was there for her in the very beginning until she sees pictures, because he made sure that he has contacted her every year and made a diary online. So when she grows up, she can't say that she did not have a father. That is horrific, because they stole a life of a child from her father. I remember when I was a little girl, I loved my dad. And when I grew up, my dad met the guys that I dated. Yeah, I felt so good. And I felt like a lady because I had my dad to protect me. Well, they took that away from her. They're taking that away from her. They took away him coming to school, picking her up, or just calling her on the phone, or letting her spend time with him in the summer. That lady, that adopted woman, which is no blood at all, have brainwashed that mother, because that mother has to be, she is brainwashed. Because why? She has not picked up that phone. She have not picked up that phone and let that baby talk to her daddy, her blood daddy, who was there rubbing her stomach and helping her save that baby's life when the other twin died. And the baby is a twin. She may not know that, but she was a twin just like her daddy is a twin. Those people took all that away from that child. They took away her life. That's horrific. That is child abuse, and something needs to be done about it. Something needs to be done about it where they can locate those people and make those people, because see, the people know that he's not there. So they won't answer the phone because he's in another state. But just like a judge said on YouTube, I was looking at a show, the judge said it doesn't matter. Even if he wasn't paying child support, which he is every month they get a check. But the judge said, even if he was a deadbeat father, that child still has the right to know and communicate with her father, because that is the seed that created her through God on this heaven right here on earth. And who in the hell is this adopted witch? That's what it is, for a check, to deprive a kid of her loving father all of her life. Well, it's been 11 years now that I've been following the story, and they still haven't let her pick up the phone. The child is so brainwashed like that Mobley girl, until when she's been abused from day one, because they got her brainwashed and just saying all these negative things. No telling what they telling that child. Negative just to make her not want to see her father. which is a lie because I know better. He has a clean slate, clean record, no child molestation, no robberies, no tickets, just cleaner than the Board of Health all the way around, and pays child support. So why wouldn't they let his daughter, pick up the phone and say, "Hi, Daddy"? That is horrific. And they have to pay for that through God. Judgment Day is coming, and it's not going to be very long. But some people will die evil. They will never get it right. Well, really, I can't say it's too late, but the bonding is too late, because when I saw that Kamaya Mobley story, the mother says, I wish they wouldn't have found her, because that girl has been trained with this woman from day one. So of course she's going to be on her side, whether it was wrong or right, because she knows no better. She was raised up in the wrong, just like these people in Moreno Valley, that Patricia Robinson and that Veronica Robinson. They have raised her up in under fake circumstances, adopted, foster care, all this stuff. When she have a real blood, she could have known both of her real blood parents. But they got these fake people over here. She tried to put the girl in her husband's name, which would have been an adopted grandfather's name. And he had to fight for that, to put his own blood daughter's name on a birth certificate where they hid it. He went in the room and he says, where's my baby's birth certificate? And the girl was like, I don't know. He said, where is my daughter's birth certificate? It's over there. Had it hid somewhere under a pot or somewhere in the room. And he saw that they had put that dead man's name, that baby in that dead man's name, which was that adopted woman's husband who died. How cruel can you be for money? She got that mother brainwashed, because what kind of mother would allow that to happen? It was him and her that created that baby, not that adopted woman who's no blood at all. That woman don't give a damn, because it's not her blood. So she don't feel the pain that she's putting into that child, and especially that father who knows what she's doing. The pain, I think, would be heavier on the father, because he's older and he know what he went through, and the baby don't. The baby was just raised with them with love. Of course, they probably showered her with candy, because I saw some videos where on Christmas, they just over shower her with all this stuff and material things. And that's to keep her mind away from her father. So they was trying to buy her love to wash her out and brainwash her. And at this point, she's 11 years old. So she's big enough. 11-year-olds now have plenty sense. Yeah, because she's online and doing everything else. She had plenty sense to pick up that phone and call her blood father and ask them, why can't I talk to my daddy? Everybody else have their father. But that shows you, I hope this woman don't have this baby on medication like she do her mother. Because the mother, something has to be seriously wrong for her to deprive her child of her God-given right father. Something is wrong. So I would tell him, well, don't get upset with that mother, because she got to be crazy. She's past crazy. If you paying child support every month, which I know that he is, and that mother of that child would not let her pick up the phone and say, hi, Daddy, get to know her father. They stole 11 years of the bonding with her father. That if she had any problems, and girls need their father. I needed my daddy when I grew up, because my daddy wasn't playing. When guys would come around, he said, boy, you see that double barrel shotgun over there? You mess with my girl, I'm gonna kill you. That's my girl. You're gonna treat her like a lady. You're gonna take her away from here like a lady. You're gonna bring her back the same way you took her. Because if you don't, it's gonna be a problem. Girls need that, because that put fear in men, and that it makes them respect your daughter. But this baby, she haven't even said hi to her daddy. She's never heard his voice, other than if she's sneaking on the internet and seeing it. They may be trying to keep her off the internet now that he's contacted her on the internet, but no response. It's no response, just like it's no response with them. And something has to be done about it, because that's, a lot of people will snap with that kind of stuff. But I'm glad he has God in his heart. because he knows that one day judgment day is coming and they're going to pay for what they did. Through God's going to whip them down. But he still won't be able to gain those years that he had when he was talking to her in the womb, saving her life. She was the stronger one of the twins. And he wanted her name to be Alexa Bless Henderson. That's what he wanted. And that lady put her husband's name in the middle of that child's name and put Alexa Charlie, put that name Charlie. And it was going to be all the way. It was going to be Alexa Charlie Robinson. So it was going to be the dead man's name instead of the biological father's name. So what happened, that lady was putting this young girl out there knowing that she could get pregnant, taking her to the older men to have these babies, and then take the babies away from the fathers and put them in her foster care home. Unbelievable. This is a true story. This is a true story because he hasn't talked to her yet, that baby. That same baby he held. And they made up all kind of false reports. Matter of fact, he was in Houston, and they made up a false report that he had did something wrong, or betrayed a kid, or did something like that, negative to a child, or abuse or something. And he had to get that straight. And the DA was like, how can you in Houston, Texas, and they saying you did that and you living in Houston? They threw that out. So they made up all kind of false reports just to keep him from talking to his child. How mean and cruel and evil can you get? And you call a number, ring, 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 never, no voicemail. It's like a house of horror, like a weird house. Never answer the phone. The mother never texts him and say, your daughter is doing this in school, that in school. Your daughter's fine. You want to talk to your daughter? Never. Since the day she was born. The last time he saw his baby, he had to pay to see her because he was in court fighting, trying to serve them, trying to get the baby and this and that until they just absolutely broke him down. That's called a deadbeat mother and grandmother. Now that's dead. That is dead. And so the last time he saw his baby, he said he paid a mediator or someone, one of those people that bring the baby to you while you're going through the court stuff. And he said when he looked at her, she just smiled. She knew her daddy. See, babies remember that voice. They remember that voice. That baby remembered that voice that was when she was in the womb, when he was rubbing the mother's stomach and helping her save that baby when the other twin died. So the last time he saw her, she was 7 months. And he said when they rolled her out, the baby in her stroller, that baby looked back. And she was crying, crying, crying. He said, don't cry, Alexa. Daddy's going to see you again. Don't cry. He said that hurt him to his heart. Don't cry, baby. Daddy's going to get you. Daddy's going to see you again. And he said, she looked at him. He picked her up again and held her and looked at her. He said, don't cry, and patted her. And he said, then she looked at him and she stopped crying. And when they rolled the baby out, the baby was in the stroller, and she looked all the way back all the way till she couldn't look no more. That was the last time she saw her daddy. The last time she heard his voice in real, and she's 11. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But as I told him, you could go back to California, even though they won't let you talk to him between the time, because he would have to go back there, find them again, and take control of that baby. See, that internet stuff, my mom told me, you better be careful in who you link up with, because you could be linking up with the devil. It's some weird people out there. I mean, it's some people that's so weird until it would blow your top. You would not even imagine in your wildest dreams. On this earth, it's some crazy people out there. And I told him, I said, you got a hold to the wrong batch. It's like a wicked spirit, because for one lady who is not no blood kin to any of these people, and she takes control like that and prey on the weak, because to put that girl on medication, I wonder if that girl really was crazy. And I'm praying and hoping that child is not on medication. And CPS needs to get involved. The government needs to get involved. And that's one case I know for sure they need to check into. Because for that woman, if these people were right, it wouldn't take nothing to pick up the phone and let that baby talk to her daddy. He's not trying to steal her away from her mother. He would never take her away from her mother. All he want to do is be connected with his baby. Is that asking for too much? And you paying child support? That's so that tells you something wicked. Because if you straight up on the straight up and you real about it, and you have God in your heart and you're real, you wouldn't hide a baby out like that, scared that the father's going to take him away for a check. It's all about a check. And they're out in that Moreno Valley, California. So if anybody in Moreno Valley know these people, this Patricia Robinson and this Veronica Robinson, you need to tell them they need to have that baby contact her father. They've already stole 11 years from that child. The child is incomplete without a father, a blood father that loves her. They took that away. So they abused the child as well as the father. Like I say, the child don't know no better. So the child won't pick up the phone and call because she's scared. They probably say, you better not call him. You better not. He's this and he's that. He's cruel. He's a prisoner. He's this. He's a rapist. He's that. Just to keep her mind confused. So I'm hoping that that child is not on medication. And I told her dad, you need to get back to LA and try to find out where they are. It's a nightmare and it has to come to an end. But even if he find out where she is and go and get his child, I told him you can take her away from that woman because of all the stuff they've done to you and how they have kept that child away from her father. And you stole her rights as a child, just like they stole his rights as a father. The deadbeat mother allowed her adopted at that. This woman has no blood to either one of them. That's why she don't give a damn. Because if it was a real blood relative, a real blood mother, or even a real blood aunt, uncle, whatever, they would feel that line, that bloodline. This woman is like just a doggone piece of air with no heart at all. She's heartless. And the mother is heartless under craziness, under medication, because she has to be crazy. Because you got to pay for that. How could you deny your own kid? I couldn't deny my kid or her daddy. My mother and father, they broke up after 30 years. And they always wanted us to be a part of each other. My mother said, I'm not going to talk about your dad. That was between me and your daddy, whatever happened, blah, blah, blah. And vice versa. But in his case, she lied and said, we're going to be a family when she got pregnant. So they were scamming all along. And when the baby was born, everything changed. You're not the father. They look just like him. The nurses, everybody, big eyes, the works. The baby's kind of mixed, but she came out just like her daddy. So they got to look at him every day. When they look in her eyes, they're looking at him every single day. Every day. How could you look at that man and not let his daughter call her daddy? Or pick up the phone with numbers that he finds. Now he's tracking them down, trying to find out, because he wants to be a part of his child's life. He has that right. He's her blood father, biological. And he loves her, and that's his only little girl. And he has a son. She hasn't even met her brother. They took away one half of her life on the real side. And over there is that adopted and foster care side. So this woman believes in fake living. And she does not believe in godly living, because if she did, she would have no fear. But she's afraid he's going to take her because of the check. It's all about a check. Like I say, you're getting the baby's check, the husband that died check, the girl that you put on the crazy check, and you're probably getting paid for assisting that girl that's getting the crazy check. So you're just not right, because you stole that child's life and bonding with her father. You stole 11 years, and you're still stealing it because you haven't let her call yet. So this has to end. And that's what my topic is about, that deadbeat mother and grandmother. They have to come clean one day. Why not? They let it be now than never, even though you can never, ever pay that child. You can never pay that baby back for taking away the love of a father. There's nothing more than having that man that love his daughter. But maybe they're jealous because they didn't have it. None of the kids, he said, in that foster home knew who their parents was. None of them. She didn't want them to. She had them all under a spell because all of them, when he had that baby in that hospital, they all was on her side like a coat. You know, somebody in a spell of days, like, that is not your baby. That is not your baby. That is not your baby. And the baby looks just like the man. But she had these people under her control, so they're going to say what she said. Just like, again, that Mobley girl. She's still going to the jail and visiting that woman who stole her from the hospital from her mother when she was born and thinking nothing of it. Nothing of it because she don't know no better because she was raised. She knows better now, but what was put into her is still there. So they can never, ever pay that child back from stealing her from her biological father. Maybe they have other people around saying that's your dad. And it would hurt him if he see videos and the baby's sitting in these men's laps and all this beer all around in the room and just, you know, kind of raunchy living in his child around that. And he just happened to see it on a video or something and found it. And, you know, that's hurting him when you can have no control over your own child's life. And this adopted woman that don't give a damn, it's just letting all kind of people hold that child and this and that and men. My mother would not allow us to sit in no man's lap or between no man's legs. Okay? Get away. Because it's still a child and a man is a man. Not saying all men are perverts, but still a little girl has to be handled in a specific way. And now boys too. But back then it was like little girls was watched a little more, but now you got to watch boys also. But again, like I said, this woman, she had a girl in her foster home care that molested a 4-year-old baby, a 4-year-old child, and she didn't say anything about it. She should have went to jail right then. And when he went to court about his daughter, he told the judge about it. He said, I don't want my daughter living in that foster care home. He said, because she had a 14 or 16-year-old girl that raped a little boy in that foster care home, and she didn't do nothing about it. And that judge said, get her out of that house immediately. You would not have her around that baby. This man has the right to take up for his daughter. So no telling what's happened between that time and now because she's hid and ran and the baby have not talked to her father. I mean, what do you think about that, people? Say something. If you're online and you're listening to this, say something. It's horrific. So that's my topic. Something's going to be done about it because he's not asleep. And that little girl was abused by the deadbeat mother and grandmother. The little girl was abused in Moreno Valley. She was deprived of a life with her father. And like a judge on the talk show, I think it was, what was that judge name? It was a Judge Lauren or something. There was a talk show. And she said, it doesn't matter. That child has that right. It doesn't matter if he's a crackhead. It doesn't matter. It's still her father. And she has the right to say, hello, daddy. It doesn't matter if he's in Timbuktu and she's in LA. It doesn't matter. Hi, daddy. Hi, baby girl. At least she feels complete. So when someone asks her, where's your daddy? Oh, my dad's in Houston. Oh, okay. You know your daddy? Yeah, I know my daddy. But if someone asks her now, I never talked to my daddy. They won't let me talk to her. I don't know where my daddy is. My daddy does everything negative, down. When it shouldn't have to be that way, and it shouldn't have been that way. These people have to pay for this through God. And like I told him, if it was me, it's no way in hell. It's no way in hell He's better than me. But they broke him down. He was so stressed out behind trying to fight and go to court, and it was lying, restraining orders, and just all kinds of stuff. And then he said he believed someone tried to take his life. He was at a park. And I remember him telling me he was at a park, and it was a guy in a truck. And he looked down at a picture and looked up at him. And he said he took off. And he said this was a day before he was going to court. So he felt his life was at jeopardy, which is why he left there. And so they thought that they had ran him away. But he's coming back strong because social media is something else. It's powerful. So he's put it out there, Moreno Valley. Everybody should know these people. And you know what? The minister of Moreno Valley for this Patricia Robinson and this Veronica Robinson should make them pick up the phone, even in your office. If you have God, let me see you pick up the phone and let this baby talk to her daddy for the first time at 11 years old. Let me see it, then I'll know you're saved. But other than that, get out of my church and don't come back. Don't come back. Point blank. Now that's the time that somebody should kick you out of the church. When they see the story behind this, and they can even go to the courts, the judges or whatever, and find out what's really been going on, how the man been fighting for the child. If they see this and these people kept running and hiding and this and that and won't pick up the phone and let him connect with her and just sending him through the third degree, they'll know what kind of people in church that their preaching have not helped them at all. It's no need in sitting in a church every Sunday if you're not getting saved and getting the word to do the right thing. You may as well just sit at home and look at the devil's show. Find some evil TV shows to look at, because that's what you are. Anytime you deprive a child from a loving father that pays you child support every month just for a check, you trying to keep her away because you feel that he's going to take her away from you because the mother is crazy. He still can. She's 11. He has to 18 years old, so he can come anytime. If the judge see what you have done and how you kept that baby away from her father who's been tracking her down, he has all the records, everything to show from day one. He can come and take her. He can come and take her. And there is a way you can be found. God will reveal where you are. And that baby is going to bond with her father. She looks more like him anyway than her mother side. And you, grandmother, who stole the baby, the guardian of her, you're no blood kin. That's why you don't give a damn about that baby's well-being. You don't care. You don't even feel the pain that they're going through because you're not blood. And don't you forget it, you're not blood. And you'll never feel the pain. But one thing about it, you will pay for that pain. I've never seen a person leave this heaven and earth right here that do wrong, and especially to a child and older people. If you do wrong to a baby, you deprive a baby from her father who loved her, who created her. You didn't create that baby. You took that baby for a check. You got that baby's mama's mind for her check. You tried to put that baby in your dead husband's name for his check. And you think you're going to leave this world and be easy coasting? That's not going to happen through God. God don't play that. No man have to touch you. Because when he get through whipping you, the whipping that God put on a person that hurts a baby and an older person, it's a long-term whipping. It's a whipping that you're going to feel for all the years that you deprived that child of her father. And all the years you deprived him of her. That's why that Mobley woman got 18 years, because those were the years she stole from that mother. And like the mother said, she is still continuing to steal those years because the judge allowed her to still contact that girl. Now, the only reason that judge allowed that was because that girl is 18, so she's on her own now. But I do believe that they have this baby so brainwashed like they do the mother, who's allowing all of this to still happen. is because they got her brainwashed like that woman had that Kamaya Mobley. She's been brainwashed that, yeah, I stole you from your mother when you was born out the hospital, but you mine now. And the child was raised under that condition. You're raised in a fake environment. Everything is phony. It's not real. Why would you let a kid come out into this world and that mother allow that child to live a fake life? I know someone right now that mother told her at 18 that the man that raised her was not her father. She has questions about that. She told me, she says, Josie, I got to talk to my mom about this. She said, because that means I was raised a lie all along. I'm looking up to this man like he's my father when he wasn't. So when she found her father, they bonded together. But look at all the years she missed. Look at all the years she missed. And she loves her biological father, and they look just alike. Same case, similarities in this case. And now she's torn like Kamaya Mobley again in between the father that raised her and the real father. Well, I won't say she's torn because she's smart enough to know the difference that this is her real father. But she's upset about the point that her mother made her live a fake lie. Can you imagine hugging and cuddling with this man? Hi, daddy. And your other daddy's over here suffering, wondering where you are. But you giving all the love to this man that's no blood. Like they have this baby giving all the love to this adopted mother. And people, she's saying all this foster stuff when she got real family over here with her daddy, her blood family who looks just like her. Same eyes, nose, lips, skin, hair, every single thing. And they took that away from her. So that baby needs to step up to the plate and jump out of the hoops. I know I would. I'd go crazy. I would go crazy. I'd tell my teacher, I want to talk to my daddy. I'm tired of living this fake life with these people. And if my mother can't do it, I'm going to do it. Because if she have any of her father in her, the love that he has for her, she would do it. And I wouldn't let another year pass if this baby hear this. These people are in Moreno Valley, California. Patricia Robinson and Veronica Robinson. I have been following this story. And CPS needs to get a hold of it and make them do the right thing because you already stole. There ought to be a law that you should get some time for this. Should go to prison. It's not like this is a deadbeat father that didn't want to be a part of his child's life. It's not like this was a father you had to run behind, try to find, or this or that. No. This is a father that was there from day one. And when the baby was born, you took the baby and ran and tried to scam the birth certificate to put it in your dead husband's name. That's this adopted grandmother. And the mother allowed it because she have her under medication. So she's under her spell. Stop. Stop it. And I would like for everyone to share this video that's in Moreno Valley, California. Pass the word to the preachers, the schools, and everyone that know this Veronica Robinson and this Patricia Robinson in Moreno Valley, California, and have them to let that baby call her loving father. She's never heard his voice. He's never went to school with her. He's never called the teachers, how's my daughter doing? He's never said, baby, come stay with me in the summer. Let her stay with me this summer. Never. Never. She's never said, hi, daddy, because they have her in fear, just like she has the mother in fear. Because if the mother wasn't in fear, the one she had on the medication, she wouldn't allow that to happen to her child. No mother want their child to suffer like that without a father when they know they have one. Not one they had to track down, not one they had to find, not one that's on drugs, not one that's in jail, not one that's a child molester, a bank robber, not a bum, but a real father. Any mother would want their child to be a part of their father's life, even if it's on the telephone. He's not trying to take her from those people. He just want to be a part of his child's life. If that woman wants a check, like he said, she can have the check. All I want is my child to say hi, daddy, and to be a part of her life. So I'm going to end my show with this because this can go on and on and on because it's very painful to even talk about, because I can't imagine a child being deprived of her other half of her life who created her through God. And so it'll make me tear up. So I'm going to end it with this. If anybody know those people, pass the word. In Moreno Valley, California, make sure that baby starts contacting her daddy. Whatever you have to do. If you know the minister, have the minister talk to these people. They may be that crazy that nobody can help them. And the only help they may get is through God when he beats them down and brings them to reality. So with that, I'm ending my show, and pass the word. Moreno Valley, California, Patricia Robinson and Veronica Robinson. Let that baby talk to her loving father who's been trying to reach her for 11 years. You've already stolen 11 years of her life. You deprived her of a loving father, and you deprived him of a baby girl, his only baby girl, who was a twin just like him. And he saved her when the other twin passed away. Remember all of that, Miss Veronica. And I'm going to end with that. So